Hey there folks, welcome back to another video about how to use Quicken. Okay, in this video we are going to talk about reconciling, and reconciling is essentially the process of making sure that the information you have in Quicken matches your real life information at your bank, and we do that by doing this reconciliation process, which is a comparison against the bank statements that you have. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in. Okay, so I'm up here in Quicken Classic for Windows, and I have a checking account up here that is an actual live connected checking account of mine. It doesn't have a lot of transactions in it, which is going to be helpful for this process. And I just did a download, and it went as far back as January 20, 2025, not all the way to January 1st. You know, as you may have know or learned in my other videos, when you connect an account, it goes back sort of as far as that bank allows, and it's not consistent from bank to bank. But in any case, we have all these transactions in here, and I'm going to point out first here that we have this status column, which if you don't see it, you can go put it on here. It's under cleared. And this is where the status of the transaction is shown. And if a transaction is reconciled, it will have an R and it'll be grayed out. Now, opening balance entries are reconciled by default. Transactions that have been downloaded, essentially cleared your bank, and then were able to be downloaded into Quicken will come through with the status cleared. And then the only other status I'll put in here just as a test transaction is a transaction that you put in advance of it coming through the bank or in advance of it clearing. And when you do that, it has no status, right? So no C right there. So those are the three statuses, and we are now essentially going to convert the cleared transactions that have come through the bank, and we're going to reconcile them. Okay, so the way you get to reconcile is if we're in an account here, like and I'm in the registry, you can either go here and go to Reconcile, or you can go to Tools and go to Reconcile Account. Both of those steps will get you to the same place. Oop, I know what I just did there. And the thing that, first of all, what's going to come up is this box, and there's going to be two options here. There's going to be the use the paper statement option or use the online balance option. We want to use the paper statement. Using the online balance, I mean, you can do it, but what you're essentially doing in that case is you're reconciling up to the day you're on or when you last updated. I want to go statement by statement because it is the way we can more easily kind of check against reality. And I've downloaded 3 statements for this account, okay? I downloaded the end of January 2025, or the end of the first month that I have transactions for. Then I did February of 2025, and then I skipped all the way to December 2025, and I'll explain why I did that in a sec. But generally with reconciling, you would go month by month. But there's a couple of reasons, I guess you could say a hack, where you could do many months simultaneously if you think that is an okay idea, and I'll show you how to do that as the last attempt. So we're going to start with January, though. This statement ends January 31st, 2025. Now, when I connected this account, it only went back to January 20th. So in essence, January is a partial month for the data that is in this register. And I'm going to roll with that because that might be the case for you. And so that means in your first month, you are going to be utilizing an opening balance and then just a few maybe or partial amount of transactions for that month. But when you go to Reconcile for the first time, it's going to put the prior balance as your opening balance. Now, once we do a month of Reconcile and we have a new ending balance for that statement, the next time we go Reconcile, it's going to be pulling up the ending balance of this month, as the prior balance for the next month's reconciliation, if that makes sense. Well, let's just get into it. So right here we have in our statement the ending balance for January 31st, 2025. So I'm going to put in here in the date, the ending balance date. And it already has a prior balance, which in this first month's case is the opening balance. And then I'm putting the ending balance in here. And then we hit OK. And we get this dialog box, and you'll see that all the transactions that are in here are already checked. And the concept here is Quicken saying, hey, you gave me a date. I'm going to go pull up all the transactions on that date and before that. And I'm going to assume we're going to reconcile them all. So I'm going to pre-check them all. And if everything's right, what'll happen is the difference here in bold will be 0. And what that is referring to is if you took the difference between the ending balance of the statement date and the previous, ending balance or the beginning balance that we showed there, you took that delta, okay, whatever that may be, and then you took all the debits and all the credits, and whatever that number added up to should match the delta. And that essentially means the accounts in balance, all transactions are represented, and you're good. Now, if you by chance did not have a 0 here, like let's just uncheck one of these, for example. If I uncheck one of these, now it's looking at ending balance versus previous balance, and then it's bringing in all the transactions we've checked, and it's saying, hey, one doesn't add up to the other. There's a problem here. Now, we know right now that the problem is that I unchecked this. So if I check it, we get back to 0. Sometimes there will be an actual problem, like there could be a missing transaction. Or a lot of times what happens when people start out and they set it up and they're doing a lot of transactions at once, transactions get inadvertently deleted because people do transfers wrong or a variety of reasons, especially on the setup. So that's why reconciling after you kind of do your initial setup is a really good thing to do. I'll show you in a sec. Once you're going and Quicken's doing its thing and downloading everything, most of the time it doesn't miss anything, and every time you go to reconcile, it zeroes out most of the time. So that's good. So anyway, I'm going to accept this, and we're going to see now that the transactions here for January have been reconciled. So that statement is good. Now I'm going to move on to February and just go through yet another individual month. So this is the February statement. This is the ending balance right here. I am going to go to Reconcile window. It's going to bring up my box. Now the prior balance is going to match the ending balance of last month. And actually, if you look at this statement, it even shows the beginning balance of February 21 is $39.09. That even matches. Not all statements are the same, but usually they show a beginning and ending balance. The ending balance date is February 28th. Going to hit OK. It's automatically checking all the transactions from the day I set prior, and we're at 0. So this account or this month reconciled, no problem. And I didn't have any bogeys in here. Now, this account has very few transactions. Sometimes you have a gazillion transactions in there, and if there is a difference or there is an issue, it can be a little sleuthing to figure it out. On my next one, I'm going to give you a little trick. So we're going to say done to this. Now, in the beginning, I said perhaps you might want to reconcile multiple months at once, and I'm going to show you an example of that. So I'm going to skip all the way to the end of December here. December 31st, 2025. I have that statement here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to see if I can just reconcile the whole year at once instead of going month by month. I'm going to put this ending balance in here. I'm going to hit OK. Now it's going to give me all the transactions from December 31st back that have not been reconciled. As you can see, it's checked them all, and my difference is 0. And if I hit done now, basically I've reconciled the whole year in one quick step. Now the more you do, the more possible bogeys, might be in there. But I'll tell you this, that I only reconcile like once a year just for good measure, but and part of the reason why is because Quicken's connected to your bank, and every time it goes and downloads transactions, it gives you an online balance right here. And if your ending balance matches your online balance, you can pretty much comfortably assume that everything's okay. Like Quicken has everything in it that it's supposed to, and it matches your bank. Because the odds of like your ending balance being 73.47.39 and your online balance being 73.47.39, and there also being a problem in there and that number still matching is, next to no chance. Now, what you might find sometimes is your ending balance does not match your online balance. And when you see that, and if you see that continuing to get worse, then there probably are some problems or missing transactions in your register, and reconciling would be a good thing to do to try to find those errors. And what I'll do here, I'm gonna unreconcile December just so I can show you the process of finding some errors. So if I now kind of have backed out all the way to the end of November being reconciled. So I'm going to go reconcile December. I'm going to bring up my December statement again. Now, if you notice, the prior balance it's pulling is from the last most reconciled balance, 52.59.05. That matches the beginning balance of December. I'm going to put in 12.31.25 and the ending balance here, and I don't know why that 6 is not pasting. And hit OK. And I have unboxed. So now, if there was a problem, like say for instance, I'm going to go ahead and delete this transaction right here, this debit. I'm going to delete that. Oh, no, sorry. Delete that to illustrate a point here. If I delete that and I go here to my reconcile window, and you see now that's gone, and the only transaction in there for December is this credit, and it's checked, but it's saying, hey, you have a difference here of $22.55.83. And obviously that's not right. I need that to be 0 to know that everything's good. So what I can do is go to my statement, and I can compare the two. And I can say, well, geez, on my statement here, I have this one deposit, $3,300. I see that, and that's checked. And now I go down, I have this one withdrawal of $22.58.83, but I don't see that here. It's missing. Why it's missing, truth be told, most of the time you wouldn't be missing transactions, but I will admit that American Express routinely misses a transaction or two in any given month, and it often throws off your reconciliation, and you have to go find it if you want. I'll show you an alternative to finding it as the last step of this video. But otherwise, if it's missing, it's probably human, or it's probably you maybe deleted something accidentally. But let's say, for instance, it's just missing, and I say, okay, well, I'm going to put that in there because I want this to be right. So I'm going to say December 12th, debit, 2255.83. I know that actually is a mortgage payment, and I hit enter. Now, if I go back here, now all of a sudden that transaction's available to be checked. I check it, and I'm at 0. So I sleuthed out the problem, and I resolved it by entering the missing transaction. All right, and then I hit done, and I'm good. Now, I'm going to show you one other alternative here to that. So I'm going to delete that transaction again, and I'm going to unreconcile this December one. And we're gonna do this process again. So go to reconcile. I'm gonna put in our ending balance. Don't know why that 6 is not pasting. I've created my problem again here. And in this case, this is a pretty big difference. You would not let this go. But like, let's say for instance, the difference, was small, like $10, and you're like, and probably honest with you, if that's happening, you probably got an Amex statement you're trying to reconcile, and like one transaction is missing out of the month, and you go, it's $10. I don't really feel like taking the time to go figure it out. but I do want the register to be in balance and be correct going forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'm done here, and it's going to say, but wait, things aren't right. Like if you want to complete this process, you should put in an adjusting transaction for the discrepancy. And you say, okay, do that. What Quicken does here is it puts in this balance adjustment transaction, and that then, kind of enters in that difference, but it doesn't categorize it. And what I recommend people do in this is they make a category called reconciliation discrepancies. I'm just going to shorten that. I'm going to make that category, you can make an expense category, put it wherever you want in your category list, and you hit enter. And then what happens from there is if you go do your report, let's just pull a report real quick. In your report, you are going to have a category called reconciliation discrepancies. And basically what this means is there are some problems in my register. I didn't feel like figuring it out. I don't know where that money went, but I know that I put in an adjusting transaction to resolve the problem. But again, you wouldn't want to do that for a large sum like this. If it's $10 or $20 in the grand scheme of things, whatever, even if it were $1,000. But if you have a single missing transaction, for that amount, you might as well figure that out. But that is a way to get things in balance without necessarily going through the sleuthing process and taking that extra time if you just want to quickly get through it. So there you go. That's reconciling. Again, your goal with the reconciling is to make sure all your data in Quicken matches reality. And reality is essentially your bank statement or your credit card statement. Because if the information in Quicken is not right, if it doesn't represent reality, well, you're looking at bad data. And there's no point in looking at bad data. What's the point of doing it if that's going to be your result? So I recommend that people, after you're set up, reconcile their accounts, make sure you did it well. After that, maybe do it every 3 months or 6 months, or you want to get comfortable and you kind of know that, I know everything's good. The online balances and ending balances are fine. Maybe do it once a year. I do it kind of once a year while I'm kind of prepping stuff to give to my CPA. So there you go. Hopefully that was helpful. I will see you in the next video. Bye.